The dark side of Diego Maradona, how football's greatest footballer destroyed himself. Diego Maradona shouldn't have become a tragedy. That's what makes his story so difficult to understand. Because when people talk about the greatest footballers who ever lived, his name is never far from the top. The magician from Argentina, the king of Naples, the hero of a nation. The man who carried ordinary teams to extraordinary heights. For millions of people, Diego Maradona wasn't just a footballer, he was football. He conquered the game, he won the World Cup. He became one of the most famous athletes on the planet. Entire cities worshipped him. Children wanted to be him. Adults prayed to him. Some even called him a god. So how does a man who reached the very top of the world end up destroying himself? How did football's greatest genius become its greatest warning? To answer that question, we have to go back to the beginning, long before the trophies, before Naples, before the addiction, before the scandals, back to a place where survival mattered more than dreams. Via Fiorito, one of the poorest neighborhoods in Buenos Aires. This wasn't the kind of place where legends were born. Families struggled to survive. Opportunities were almost non-existent. Children grew up surrounded by poverty. For many, escaping Via Fiorito felt impossible. But Diego believed he already had his escape. A football. His parents couldn't give him wealth. They couldn't promise him success. But they gave him love. And Diego gave them hope. From the moment he kicked a ball, something felt different. Other children played football. Diego seemed to dance with it. The ball obeyed him. It stayed glued to his feet. He saw passes nobody else could see. He dribbled past defenders as if they weren't there. People gathered just to watch a young boy play, not because he scored goals, because he made football beautiful. Word spread quickly across Argentina. A child prodigy was emerging. By the age of 15, television cameras were already following him. Adults spoke about him with disbelief. Many believed they were looking at the greatest talent the country had ever produced. At 16 years old, Diego Maradona made his professional debut. Most teenagers dream about becoming footballers. Maradona was already one. But with every brilliant performance came something far heavier. Expectation. Argentina wasn't simply watching a gifted young player. They were searching for a savior. The country had fallen in love with his talent long before he became a man. And that's a dangerous burden for anyone to carry. Every match became another opportunity to prove he was special. Every mistake became national news. Every success raised the expectations even higher. Yet somehow, Diego continued to exceed them. His rise felt unstoppable. Soon, Boca Juniors came calling. For Maradona, it wasn't just another transfer. It was a dream. The club he had supported as a boy. The shirt he had imagined wearing countless times. And once again, he delivered. The goals came. The trophies followed. The fans adored him. Argentina had found its new hero. Europe was watching. It didn't take long before one of the biggest clubs in the world made its move. Barcelona. For many players, joining Barcelona represents the beginning of greatness. For Maradona, it became the first chapter of something much darker. His football remained extraordinary, but happiness proved far more difficult to find. In Spain, Diego encountered something he had rarely experienced before: loneliness. The pressure of being the world's most expensive player, the constant media attention, the expectation that he should solve every problem. Everywhere he went, cameras followed. Every word became a headline. Every decision became a debate. Then came the injuries. Opponents targeted him relentlessly. Some believed the only way to stop Maradona was to kick him. One brutal tackle left him with a broken ankle. Months of recovery followed. For the first time in his life, football was taken away from him. And with football gone, Diego was left alone with his thoughts. The frustration grew. The anger grew. So did the distance between the player the world saw and the man he felt himself becoming. Then came the infamous Copa del Rey final. A match remembered less for football than for violence. When the final whistle blew, chaos erupted. Punches were thrown. Players fought openly on the pitch. Maradona stood at the center of it all. To many people, it looked like another controversy. Looking back now, it feels like something else. A warning, the first real sign that the pressure surrounding Diego Maradona was beginning to crack something inside him. Barcelona had hoped they were signing football's future. Instead, they were watching a young genius slowly become trapped by his own fame. The move that was supposed to make him unstoppable had become a battle for survival. And nobody could have imagined that the next chapter would make everything even bigger. Because Diego Maradona wasn't about to join another football club, he was about to become something far more dangerous. A god.